Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Richard Yeager Theater here at Jefferson High School. My name is Tyler Long, and I have the distinct pleasure of serving as chair of the Performing Arts here at Jefferson High School. I'd like to formally welcome you to this monumental evening, not only for this fantastic production you are about to witness, featuring our extraordinarily talented students here at Jeff High School, but as we celebrate 6 alumni inductees into the first ever Performing Arts Hall of Fame. Now, to present the inductees, I'd like to welcome retired department chair of the Performing Arts and now lead of this new Hall of Fame, Mr. Tom Barker.
Good evening, everybody. It was my distinct honor to teach in the Lafayette School Corporation for 29 of my 40 years as a public school educator. I was drawn to this school district because of my admiration for the excellence that was demonstrated by the students and the staff at Jefferson, and the enormous support that was given to this performing arts program by this community, the parents, and especially the administration and school board of the Lafayette School Corporation. I was privileged to work with outstanding staff who cared deeply about their students and worked tirelessly to provide them with programs that would bring joy and create wonderful memories for them in the performing arts. But this has been the reputation of Jefferson High School for many, many, many years, well before I started in 1988. Groups from Jefferson High School have performed literally all over the world. But just as impressive as the groups performing in so many different places are the countless graduates that use their training from Jeff to continue their passion in the arts after they graduated. Tonight, we celebrate these 6 individuals who, after their time here at Jeff, went on to do phenomenal achievements in the arts. They are Broncos forever, and we are so proud to have them inducted into the inaugural Lafayette Jefferson Performing Arts Hall of Fame. First, a couple thank yous. First, to the members of the Hall of Fame committee, especially Mr. Tyler Long, and our financial donors that are listed in the program for their part in getting this exciting venture started. A big thank you to the administration at LSC, school board, and especially Mr. Mark Preston, principal here at Jeff, for their never-ending support. And I do believe, no, I don't believe, I know because I see him, Mr. Les Huddle, superintendent of schools, is here. Mr. Huddle, would you mind standing and be recognized? Thank you for your support, sir. If there was ever a reason needed to have a vibrant arts program here at Jeff, I think you will witness it tonight after hearing the many successes of our Hall of Fame inductees and watching this incredible musical production of our current students. Look at them, they're ready to go. And finally, to our inductees who made the effort to attend to be with us yesterday and today to share their wisdom and love for Jefferson. They came from Chicago to Nashville, South Carolina, and even the Netherlands. Yes, I said the Netherlands. Thank you and your family and friends that are here tonight for being here to celebrate your achievements and inspire our current students. I invite all of you to see the unveiling of the new Performing Arts Hall of Fame display in the lobby during the intermission. After the students perform tonight, we look forward to having this performance. And students, I just wonder, in the future, will any of you be in the Hall of Fame? What do you think? What do you think? There's some parents that are really going, yeah. So let's get started. First off, it is my sincere pleasure to introduce our first inductee, Miss Vinéecia Buchanan. Vinéecia she's coming out in just a minute. Here she is. Come on. Vinéecia graduated from here at Jeff in 2008 and was extremely involved in many of our performing ensembles, including First Edition, Varsity Singers, Wind Ensemble, Concert Band, Marching Band, Accents Musical, and Children's Theater. In other words, she was never home. Vinéecia received her degrees from Indiana School, Jacobs School of Music, with a Bachelor of Voice and Vocal Pedagogy and a Master's in Jazz Studies. She is an active performer in the Nashville area and recently performed with the Nashville Orchestra in Edinburgh, Scotland.
I did do that.
Yes, you did. She is currently serving as an adjunct professor of jazz voice at Vanderbilt University's Blair School of Music. She is not only a phenomenal artist, teacher, she's just a really good person. Ladies and gentlemen, Vinéecia Buchanan. Come on, Hector, get a picture.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to keep this very brief because I prepared nothing, okay? All I wanted to say is a lot of thanks to my teachers at Tecumseh, at Lafayette Jeff, for allowing me to be as hyper-fixated on music as I could be. For those parents out there who have kids that are super obsessed with music, and you might not feel that it'll go anywhere or they can make a living doing it, yes, it is really difficult, but it's not in vain. I learned a lot about discipline. I learned a lot about how to work with people. I also learned a lot about what community really is. And even though I took an extended break away from music after graduating with an actual music degree, when I returned, it was because of the type of people that do music. They're compassionate. They're super weird, like me. They're, you know, they are hopeful. They dream really big. And so please encourage your students to keep doing this. It's not just a phase. The phase never ended for me. And I'm really grateful to have not only the support of teachers, but family, my mom, my dad who is in heaven and looking down, and I'm sure super proud and crying about it. My friends who are still in town, uncles who aren't really uncles, but definitely family. I'm just super grateful. Grateful to be here, and I really hope to be back. Have a great evening, y'all.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Satterfield. I'm one of the choir directors here. I'm the old man right now in the department. I got here in 1999, and in that summer of 1999, I had the chance to meet two great young men from Lafayette Jeff at Show Choir Camps of America, and it was fun. The first thing I saw was Aaron Glick and Ryan Strand running because they thought I looked like Eric Van Cleve, which I guess I did at that time. But anyway, came running down to say hi to me, and they were going to be my students, and it was just really wonderful and so open and friendly. That is something I learned from my friend Aaron Glick. We teach each other. I teach my students, they teach me things about life. And from Aaron, I learned very much about being grateful for everything and humble and willing to accept new learning situations. Aaron had a wonderful heart, and again, as I said, just a great humble person who didn't necessarily crave the spotlight, but definitely wanted to be involved in everything that was going on here in Lafayette Jeff. He was a fantastic performer in our shows, as was Vinéecia. I don't know if you know this, but Vinéecia Buchanan was the evil stepmother in Cinderella, and she was a riot. It was great. And Aaron was the voice of our Little Shop of Horrors. He was the voice of the plant. It was great. I thought I was going to cue him in as Mr. Mushnick, but he said, "Oh, Mr. Satterfield, if I'm going to be Mr. Mushnick, I'm just going to channel my uncle." I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, let's give you a challenge." And he did fantastic. And you're going to see a little video here about Aaron and the things he's done. He is really killing it on Broadway. He's a great producer. So, Aaron Glick.
Hi, Lafayette Jeff. My name is Aaron Glick, and I graduated in 2002, and it's such an honor to be included in the Arts Hall of Fame. I'm so sorry I can't be there in person, but as you can see, I'm actually in tech for the 20th anniversary revival of the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which is starting previews off-Broadway exactly a week from now. And it's an incredibly exciting time. I actually worked on the original production in 2006 when I graduated from college. And to be back producing this show now is a really thrill and an honor. And that's why I can't be with you all to accept this incredible award. And I wouldn't be here teching an off-Broadway show in New York City if it wasn't for everything I learned at Lafayette Jeff in varsity and in first edition and in my classes and across the entire spectrum of education that we had access to at Lafayette Jeff. So thank you so much for this amazing honor. I'm sorry I can't be there in person, and I hope if you come to New York City anytime soon, you'll be able to come see the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee here at New World Stages off Broadway in New York City. Thank you so much again, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye-bye.
And it is my pleasure to introduce to you the reason Aaron Glick is around. His mom and dad, the Glicks. Oh, sorry.
Well, I just want to deeply thank the Hall of Fame committee for bestowing this honor on Aaron, and particularly deeply thanking the Jefferson High School Choral Department for paving the way to his current successes. He wouldn't be where he was without this fantastic program. So, thank you.
Just imagine, if you would, starting with Once Upon a Mattress in a musical, and then having the support of this community and the faculty here, from Once Upon a Mattress to Cedar Point to Broadway to 3 Tony Awards, and of course to Wicked. Aaron has so many people to thank. Some of the folks that Aaron has to thank, unfortunately, have passed away since. But this is just a wonderful honor. And as you watch these young people perform tonight, I commend you to think that some of them are going to wind up here someday because of you as a community supporting the arts and because of the amazing faculty that we have here at Jeff. So thank you so much.
You don't see this when you're backstage. So now I feel like a real celebrity. It's my honor to introduce Brock Clawson, a celebrated dancer, choreographer, and proud Jefferson alumnus. Brock has built an extraordinary career in Chicago, creating powerful and visually stunning works for companies such as River North Dance Chicago, Giordano Dance of Chicago, and the world-renowned Joffrey Ballet. So, what do the critics have to say about his work? They say his choreography is recognized for its emotional depth, honesty, and striking physicality, hallmarks of a truly distinctive artistic voice. We're so proud that Brock's creative journey began right here at Jefferson High School. Please join me in congratulating Brock Clawson, new inductee into the Jefferson High School Performing Arts Hall of Fame. I spent the day with him yesterday, going from class to class. He was phenomenal and such an inspiration to our students.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you, Marcy. I've been telling people the past day or two that yesterday being with these students all day, literally, and I'm not exaggerating, was one of the top 3 days of my entire life. I've won awards in the past, but this one has really hit me in the heart because of how much Jeff High School means to me. And Marcy, I think you're swell as well. So you were a big part of that day yesterday, and I will always remember that. So thank you. I actually wanted to say I grew up in Delphi, which, as you know, is this booming metropolis about a half an hour from here. And I was a young boy who was dancing. And I grew up on a pig farm mostly. And as you can imagine, life for me wasn't the easiest in Delphi, being a young boy dancing on a pig farm. So I actually, I'll never forget my freshman year of high school, one of my friends took me and said, you've got to go to Jeff High School to see the choral department, their spring show. So my freshman year I went and I saw the choral department. I think I had to pick my mouth up off the floor at the end of it because I couldn't believe that this was a high school production. And I went home and I spent the next 2 years, I would say begging or maybe even harassing my parents that somehow we've got to figure this out. I have to move so I can go to Jeff High School. So fast forward, I ended up coming to Jeff to my junior and senior year. And immediately, so many doors opened for me. Not only did I take advantage of the drama club, I was a member of Varsity Singers, First Edition, I was the dance captain of First Edition, but more importantly, I all of a sudden had a friend group, and I felt like I belonged somewhere, and that meant the world to me. I would like to thank also in his home space, Eric Van Cleve, who I credit as being the instigator for me finding choreography and wanting to do this for a career. When I was a senior in high school in First Edition, Eric came to me and asked me if I would be interested in choreographing part of the First Edition spring show. So that was my first job that I consider as a professional job as a choreographer because it really sparked my interest and led me to where I am today. Just a few thank yous really quick. I want to thank the people that are here to support me tonight. My Uncle Bill and Aunt Luann are here somewhere. Thank you so much. My sister Michelle, thank you for making the drive here. You know I love you wherever you are. I'd like to thank Tom and Debbie Branham, who were literally like my second family when I was at Jeff High School. Their daughter, Ratana Branham-Har. Ratana, wherever you are, I have known you. You had me at 4 years old. We've been best friends ever since. She was in First Edition with me, and she actually spent the day with me a couple days ago with the kids, and it was a fantastic experience for us both. Two more thank yous. My husband of 23 years, Tom. He's a huge baseball fan. I think he always wanted to be married to a Hall of Famer, but I hope you'll settle for a Performing Arts Hall of Fame. And then lastly, the most important person that I need to thank is my mother, who is here tonight. I'm going to try to get through this. She saved my life by sending me here. I don't know any other way to sugarcoat it. It saved my life and gave me an incredible life after high school, and she is 100% responsible for that. And it's an honor for me to be able to stand up here and thank you in front of all these people. So I love you. Thank you very much. And thank you, Jeff High School and the committee. I'm honored. Thank you.
Well, good evening. What a big crowd. My name is Janet Priest, and I probably know many of you out here. I'm a very, very proud graduate of this school. In 1970, it was the first year that it opened, and this part hasn't changed a whole lot, but the rest of it has. But tonight, it is my great honor to welcome Norma Brooks, who is also a proud graduate of Jefferson High School. In 1972, Norma is an accomplished double bassist and teacher. She started her career here under the tutelage of Jeff Boswell, whom I'm sure many of you probably remember. She participated, she said, in just about anything that was musical. She said she was in band, jazz band, orchestra, choir, and anything else she could get in. She then went on to attend Indiana University on scholarship, which right there tells you she had quite a bit of talent. And she has since performed with major ensembles, including the Rotterdam Philharmonic, Iceland Symphony, Symphony of India, and the Netherlands Radio Chamber Philharmonic. She has served also as principal bass with Sinfonia Rotterdam and the State of Mexico Symphony, and has taught at conservatories and music schools throughout Europe. She is fluent in multiple language. She is Suzuki certified. String players will know what that means. It's highly sought after. Norma has dedicated her career to both performance and education, encouraging and shaping the next generation of string musicians. She also wins the prize for the greatest distance that she's traveled to join us tonight. She arrived back in Lafayette on Wednesday from the Netherlands. So I would like to proudly welcome and congratulate Norma Brooks.
Well, I don't have to say what an honor it is to stand here in Lafayette, Indiana, in front of all of you. I have to tell a little story about the farthest trip, the prize for the farthest distance, because about many years ago, my oldest brother, on the Tippecanoe River, he would have these big gatherings, and people would go fishing, and he had a treasure hunt also. And I might have won the treasure hunt, but I definitely won the prize for coming the farthest. So this is only the second time that's happened to me. But I can't emphasize that it took me maybe 1 or 2 days to realize that I had to come for this, because it doesn't happen often, and it doesn't happen often enough. So it was a chance for me, of course, to thank all the people who put me here on this place today. That includes all my amazing teachers I've had, my family, the whole community that has supported all of these activities. And I sincerely hope that my presence here and the time that I spent with the students yesterday, which was awesome, inspires someone to recognize. Actually, I hope that I inspire the government to realize they have to continue to support the arts, because it gives so much, it gives so much back. And the other thing I want to thank, because it took me about, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 years to realize what hard work it is, and dedication and sacrifice all these teachers make. We have no idea. And I'm sure they are, unfortunately, perhaps underestimated and undervalued, and definitely underpaid, because they're amazing. The one person well, there are two people I would thank that aren't here, and one is my son, who's in the Netherlands watching his aquarium and our cat, and he would enjoy this very much. And the other one is my mother, who, of course, she's in heaven, I hope, and she passed away a long time ago, but without her, I think that I fulfilled the wishes that she wished she could have had as a child growing up, because she was a coal miner's daughter, and that makes me a coal miner's granddaughter. So she achieved amazing things, and she dedicated and made the sacrifices in the best way she could to make sure that I could fulfill my dreams and wishes, and that's also why I'm here. So thank you so much, all of you.
Hello, I'm Bruce Nepper. I started the same year here teaching at Jeff High School as Mr. Satterfield, but I retired 4 years ago, so I'm living the life. Anyway, I'm going to talk very quickly because I do not want the Munchkins to get too restless. It is my pleasure to introduce our next recipient, Robert Wood, who from now on will be referred to as Bob. I first met Bob in 1981 between my junior and senior years of college. A former teacher of mine, by the name of Craig Bloom, was working on his master's degree at Butler University, taking trumpet lessons with Bob. And knowing that I wanted to be a professional trumpet player, he said, you really need to take a lesson with this guy because he's doing what you want to do. He was making a living as a trumpet player in Indianapolis. Now, I only had one lesson with him, but that completely changed the trajectory of my career. Because Bob told me at that lesson if I was serious about playing trumpet, I needed to take lessons with Bill Adam, who was a trumpet professor at Indiana University. I did. And he was correct. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Wood. Now, Bob and his family has asked me to do the acceptance speech for them because they're all terrified of public speaking. I said, no problem, I got this. So Bob and his family thank the Rorman Performing Arts Center Hall of Fame Committee for bestowing this award upon him. And I can tell from our conversations they are extremely grateful. This means a lot to them. So how did this all get started? As an infant, when Bob was in the crib, his mother would sing to him. And if she got off key, he would start crying. So she knew something was up with this guy. And as he attended Jefferson High School in the late 1960s, graduating in 1970, he knew then he wanted to become a trumpet player. So with countless hours of practice and the guidance of incredible teachers like the aforementioned Bill Adam, Michael Farrell, and Delbert Dale, and the support of those who believed in him, he was fortunate to be able to pursue his dream. I want to highlight three things in his career that I think are absolutely very cool, especially from someone coming from Lafayette, Jeff, or whatever. But he had a national write-up in Newsweek magazine for a portrayal of Bix Beiderbecke, who was a famous jazz cornetist literally 100 years ago in the 1920s. And there was a play written about Bix and a couple of his buddies when they were in college, and it was performed at the Indiana Repertory Theater, and Bob played the role of Bix and received this rave review in Newsweek magazine. He also spent 22 years playing in the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra, and not only was a performer with them, but he was also a mentor in the side-by-side program, which brought along, of course, the next generation of players. And the final thing that I thought was very cool, he formed a company with a man named Jared Roden, where they hired musicians they contracted musicians for recording sessions in Indianapolis. Hundreds of players around the state of Indiana and surrounding states for multiple recording sessions of published music, Hal Leonard Corporation, I'm on some of those myself actually, and national recording artists who wanted to do their recordings in Indianapolis, and he contracted several people. So as I think about Bob's career, I'm reminded that music is not about just notes and rhythms. It's about connection. It's about sharing something powerful and transformative with an audience. The opportunity to inspire, teach, and learn from others in the community of music is something that Bob did very, very well. Bob is grateful for the love and support of his partner Meg, his 5 children, and 3 grandchildren who remind him that family is the foundation of it all. Thank you again for this unforgettable moment. Bob Wood.
We are going to, at this time, ask the cast to go get ready. Finally, it's my pleasure to posthumously award the Jefferson Performing Arts Hall of Fame to Mr. Donald Ambler. He was in the class of 1947. Yeah. As you can read from the extensive biography in the program, Mr. Ambler was not only a world-class bass clarinetist, performing with many symphonies, but he was also a very devoted teacher and a positive role model to his students. I would like to thank Mr. Jeff Parthen, who was unable to be here tonight, for his nomination of Mr. Ambler, and to Dr. Alan Gorel, a friend of Mr. Ambler, who provided the following video acceptance you were about to see. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy learning about Mr. Donald Ambler.
I and my twin brother lived at the Carey Home for Children, and of course, on good behavior, they'd let you off at 12 o'clock on Saturday. Oh, my brother and I thought, he said, we ought to go downtown.
That was Donald Ambler in an interview with Colorado Public Radio, describing how he and his twin brother Dale went into town and found a clarinet in the window of a pawn shop. Greetings from Denver, Colorado. This is the Ambler Clarinet Choir. We are named for our founder, Donald Ambler. Mr. Ambler formed our group in 1973. He called it the Colorado Clarinet Choir and was our leader until he died in 2013. It was at that time the name was changed to honor him. We wish that we could be there with you tonight to celebrate Mr. Ambler and the other inductees to the inaugural class of the Jefferson High School Performing Arts Hall of Fame. We are so proud that you have chosen our mentor, Donald Ambler. He would have been thrilled to receive this honor.
Mr. Ambler is too big to fit into 10 to 15 seconds or even the 2 minutes of this whole video. He was dedicated to his students and not just teaching clarinet, but also teaching them to give and to love freely and to maintain friendships with other people. He was just a wonderful human being.
I had clarinet lessons with Mr. Ambler for 40 years. Beyond clarinet, though, he taught me the value of hard work, dedication, and loyalty. He was a mentor and a trusted adult. Over time, he became my friend. The most important lesson I ever learned from Mr. Ambler was that giving to others was the best thing that we could do.
One of our current members recalls, I told Mr. Ambler that I could no longer take lessons from him as I had no way to pay for them. He was unwilling for me to stop playing clarinet. In between lessons with other students, he would work with me. Even after I was able to start paying for lessons, he wouldn't hear of it. We never discussed this again. I think that the clarinet has been God's gift to me through Don. I am truly grateful.
They treated me very nice at the high school. The band was excellent and a state champion. Years ago, they were on Team 39 was the last year of the national competition. They won it 9 years in a row, I think. A teacher I had was first chair there in that band, and it was a pleasure. But I liked Lafayette. I liked Jefferson High School, and
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He was a really good man.
Yeah.
From a young age, Mr. Ambler had the ambition to be a symphony bass clarinetist. He achieved that goal in 1962 when he joined the Denver Symphony, now the Colorado Symphony Orchestra, where he played for 30 years until his retirement in 1992. What Mr. Ambler didn't count on when he was dreaming of his future back in Lafayette, Indiana, was that he would become one of the greatest teachers of clarinet there ever was. We are are grateful to Mr. Jeff Parthen for nominating Mr. Ambler, and we wish to thank him and the selection committee for this incredible honor.
Yes. Thank you. I accept this award on his behalf, and we're going to mail this plaque out to his clarinet ensemble friends so they can hang it out there, so they can think of that. We want to thank you for allowing us to be a part of this musical tonight and this chance to award these 6 people. Can we give them another big hand? Thank you. And now, let's go see the wizard. Thanks, everybody.